Have you ever been doing retune maintenance on your truck, or just popped the hood to look at something or confirm a line or a nut size, that had it just absolutely blown apart the next day because you found something that's messed up that was way more catastrophic than you thought? Stay tuned and you're going to find out in this video. And it's going to start where this air cleaner goes and leads us to next. And folks, right here, you should not be wiggling your turbo shaft like that. And you shouldn't have your teeth or your fins on your turbine compressor chewed up like that and have this whole housing eaten up. So we're going to take all this off and we're going to replace it with something bigger and better, because if you're going to have to replace the part that's mandatory on your truck, might as well always go bigger and better. Okay. I'm not sure this thing is in one piece. Concerning, but it's about the rotational force you can apply to the cylinder. Actually, the size too big for what you're working on. I forgot how heavy these are. If you come in right here, you will see all these little turbines. These little wheel pieces are chewed up. And on top of that, right inside here is all messed up and chewed up from the little bits of metal bouncing around in there. Hopefully the little bits of metal are just in the intercooler and not in the motor. But it is aluminum, so it's a little bit softer. You're supposed to be able to take one of these turbos and spin it and have it spin for a decent amount of time, or have it spin with that much force. It's not doing that right now. So the swirly stuff in there, you can see it's brown in color obviously, and it's been whipped up. That's oil leaking from the bearings. That's what can cause your runaways on these diesels. And the only way to really stop a runaway is to smother out the air. So my plan while I was driving this a couple times and pulling the tractor back was I was just gonna take my shirt off and just shove it in there. And if I got little bits of t-shirt in the motor, I was gonna worry about that later, because keeping the block and everything together is obviously a lot more important than if you have to dig little bits of t-shirt out of your motor, because that's a little bit easier to do than buying a new block. What we have here next to it is still a whole set, but it's a HE351. I think it's CW or whatever. It's what comes on the common rail 5.9 24 valve. It's got all billet internals, new bearings, everything ready to rip. And you can see how much easier this thing will spin. It's got twice as many blades as that one does. It's also got, it's just better. It's better, it's bigger. It's been gone through by a professional. It's not just something I picked up off Marketplace, so should be good to go. Hopefully it'll make more consistent boost. This one and this one might be the same. We're going to find out, and then we're going to kind of do another series where we're going to throw some governor springs in there and some 60-pound valve springs and see how much more it'll wake up. I heard if you put the 4,000-pound springs on manual trucks, it wakes it up a whole lot. Apparently on the Automatics it doesn't do a lot, but this thing right here just let boost fall off. I mean, you shift and I shift quick and it still falls back to zero. I don't know if that's just how these turbos work or whatever, but hopefully this one is not going to lose as much boost between shifts. The impressive part is right back here. So that is the new HE351 right here, compared to the HE351. So there's quite a bit of difference. This one will fit inside here. So obviously we had to get a different flange for a downpipe. We're gonna go over here, lop that guy off, and weld in the new flange, throw this guy on there. Hopefully the intercooler is gonna line right up, fingers crossed, because it's not in a second gen. So obviously it's already better because it's not in the second gen, but hopefully it'll be a little bit more playroom to twist and do whatever we gotta do to the intercooler piping to get it set how we want to. So we're gonna go over here and do some poor man welding, and then we're gonna put everything back on and see how it comes out. Episode of Watched. Talk to the factory and just spin the housing. Oh crap. That's why I was taking those out of there. I don't know if we're down by just got a party with this or not. I'll be forcing the downpipe on here. Alright, there's one. Oh, I think we're golden. Whoever would have thought I'd have to make it shorter? I can tell you what, I don't think we're having a head wrap on here anymore. Come on. Oh, there goes every electrical thing in the truck too. I hope not. I mean, that's pretty much on there. Gonna prepare channel locks. What?
You want a hammer?
No. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Much, much smaller. I guess the answer is no. I've had a longer 45. It's kind of bunched up, but not bad. But you know the problem is, where's the air cleaner go? That did nothing. And see, that other part doesn't, the part I was thinking I was going to fix by moving it doesn't matter, because the wastegate is still mounted over here on this thing, and so I can't rotate it. Alright, so we've been working on it for a while now. We got the turbo on. We had to drill out the manifold because I didn't think something through, but drilled it out. It's ready to go. We're going to bolt it up tight. We had to change the flange for the downpipe, and then it was too tall, so we got all that straightened out, so it's the right height now. It's clamped on. We went to clock the turbo, and of course on a HE351 the boost, the wastegate actuator, is mounted to the housing here, so you cannot rotate it or clock it but so far. So we have clocked it as far as we can. So we're just going to spin this intercooler piping a little bit and get probably like a 45 and just run it right up here and bolt it right onto there. So that's going to be fine. Doing that is going to ruin where I have the air cleaner mounted. So to fix the air cleaner's problem, we're going to get some of the bendy pipe that Dodge used originally that doesn't look the best, and run out around here and then put our air cleaner in kind of the factory Dodge location. Then we'll just hook our oil lines up. That shouldn't be a big deal. And I got to put a snap ring back in because I was trying to clock it and I don't have snap ring pliers over here. So we'll get all that done. I guess I'll go on Amazon tonight and order a big, nice, thick boot here. And then we'll go from there and get it all put back together, and we'll show you what that's going to look like. All right, so we're back for day 3 of putting this HE351 turbo off of a common rail 5.9 into our 12 valve swapped square body that's on an F350 frame. So we got everything in here. You didn't miss anything. All I did was the really annoying stuff like hooking up the oil return lines and the oil feed lines, and building my own set of pliers to mess with the circlip or the C-clip, C-ring, whatever you want to call it. So my super expensive pair of C-clamp pliers is a old pair of needle nose with some nails that were sitting on the workbench welded to the end of it so I could open and close them. So made those, and those are free because they came with the truck with my Blazer that I bought a long time ago. So regardless, we got that on there. All the oil lines are hooked up. We got the oil line plugged into the block a lot better, so hopefully we won't be having any 12 valve leaks. Everything's looking good. Right here we have the pipe for the intercooler pipe for the boost to go through from the turbo. Unfortunately, it was a little short once we put this boot on here like this. So what I did today, since I was off and I'm impatient and don't want to wait for Amazon, I went to the exhaust shop, since that is just steel, and had them build me this right here. So all this is a piece of 3-inch exhaust pipe. I only needed a 45, so I had them put it in there. Yes, it's not mandrel bent, so it does get a little bit smaller right there and ovals out. But for what we're doing, really not going to matter if it seems to limit the performance or anything. We can always go back and have someone build us one and have it mandrel bent all the way across. But basically what we're going to do, hopefully, is take this 45, cut it off at the turn-up joint from the Cummins one, and just splice this in to give it a little more length and get us a little bit better angle so we can put this other 45 boot off of the turbo right onto it, and then you'll see our ghetto PVC pipe air intake until I can get my guy Scott to build me one out of metal. But we'll get all this put together and hopefully we'll see it crank. almost like perfect. We could pie cut the tail end out of that thing just a little bit. All right, so we have got our big 45 cut down. We've kind of changed our plans. Instead of splicing the other 45 in on this factory Cummins piece, we're gonna have 2 welds on it anyways. Our wonderful videographer told me that we should just use this pipe since it was almost perfect and put these ends on it. We'll still have 2 welds. It'll be a lot more seamless though, and look a lot better, and we'll hit this thing with some paint, obviously. So far so good. We're gonna come in here, pie cut right here a little bit, lay this over, shorten it up, patch it in, do these ends right here, and then we should be good to go and have relatively no kink or anything in these boots, which will be nice, and we should be pushing plenty of boost and having good clean power. This isn't even moving. Now it's going in. Boy, that's about perfect. We put a little more into it. I could cut it and lay it over more. Okay, that's money right there. We'll weld it up. And then we'll put the little nipples on it.
Give me a black motorcycle, give me playback on a vinyl and some cheap 88s from 65. Give me snakeskin boots, go swaying like a noose, and I'll be clinging to the back of this Indian bag.
Could have done much better than that. Just cut it off right there and put the new one on. It's important to have a colonoscopy and keep your pipes clean. So we got the final lean on it. Alright, so if we can get shoved in there that far, that thing will never leak.
Give me a
All right, what do we do? Get in there to that weld. Oh, jeez. Put it in there, we're in business. I think can't make it any shorter. I mean, I can make it shorter, I guess. Alright, let's just suit up and run it in. Not nearly enough, though. Not so much for my paint job. So we got everything put back together. We have our custom intercooler pipe, which we got to repaint because I'm impatient. We got the boots on here. We have our lovely PVC air intake. We're going to get that redone with some TIG'd aluminum, so it looks good, and so it doesn't have all these boots on it, and everything looks a lot more professional, kind of like the rest of the truck did before I did this. But we got our downpipe on here. We got our turbo, we got our oil feed, everything's good, no leaks or anything. We already cranked it up and let it run. So we're going to get this part right here finalized, put it out in the street, and then we'll show you what we have as far as improved performance from this turbo compared to the old one. Ideally, this is going to have lower EGTs just because this flows straight out of the turbo into the pipe, and there's no restriction whatsoever. It's just straight 4-inch all the way out. So that should help lower our EGTs. I got the fuel return, the oil return in the block a little better, so that should help with some fuel, with some oil drippage. Yeah, so everything should be good. We should see some more performance, and we'll give you an update in a couple weeks after we've been driving it and let you know how we like it. If I just, just saved a disc right there. It's Miller time.